Hello everyone. For context on this video, I have graduated high school and it is 2023. And with that said, I'll be talking about how I feel about graduating high school. With that noted, I would just say that there's going to be two different videos, and this video is going to be mainly focused on my general feelings towards graduation, while the next would be focused on my actual channel, which is game dev, and what my future plans would be for my game dev career. But with that said, I would just be talking about, my general feelings about graduating high school and all that. You know, normally once you graduate high school, you generally have an idea on what you want to do and what college you want to go to and maybe your future plans. But it feels like now my future is not the way it would be 4 years ago if I were to follow that pattern. And that's because of this amazing new technology we like to call AI. And it is something that inevitably is going to, people are going to be using it in society. It's going to be affecting our jobs and the chances of getting hired into one. And if you're an entrepreneur, it's going to affect the market because it's going to become astronomically more competitive to try to, make it out in that environment. It doesn't matter, where you're going to college to, become a doctor or anything like that, because if AI is able to, replicate these tasks and not pay a doctor, hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, people are going to be doing that. And if people can use AI to create arts instead of paying an artist, people are also going to be doing that. And it's the same for any digital content, and generating essays and all of that. I feel like, you know, just graduating high school, it's depressing, you know. I don't feel like high school has prepared me for anything. I'll just say that. But I'm saying that the education system in general, it obviously is very outdated in this present time. Where everyone's starting to know is about AI taking over, certain stuff. And I'm not really worried about right now. I'm worried about the future when, in 4 years, if I try to find a job, am I going to be able to get a job? It is depressing, and I shouldn't be feeling these things as a high school senior. But my future, I do not know what's going to happen, and I'm terrified. I know that this video is not really positive. I wish I could say all these amazing things about how I love school, how I, how I'm very optimistic about everything. But that's not reality, you know. And it's not something new for me. It's not me suddenly graduating high school and realizing this. I've been so focused on, my future since I was like 12 or something like that. You know, I just decided to pursue stuff that was more meaningful to me instead of just following the school system and trusting society just so I can find the best life, go to the best colleges, and, just live a otherwise boring life with no aspirations. And then come to regret that I haven't lived my life the way I wanted to. So, as you can see, I've been talking about AI, and that's pretty much the only thing I've been talking about. And I mean, I don't really have anything else notable to say. I mean, other than the fact that I'm obviously worried about AI. Like, other than that, I'm pretty indifferent about graduating high school. It's more like a whatever. Like, oh, yay, I graduated high school. It feels like I don't really feel anything about graduating high school. Like some people are like so emotional, like the symbolism about graduating high school, and the fact that there will never be an environment like that again with all their classmates, growing up in that place. I mean, for me, it wasn't like that. I mean, I've been to like three different high schools, and probably I've been probably more than 10 schools in my basically in my life. It's insane. Um, but everyone has a different story to tell. But I mean, I don't really care about graduating high school. It doesn't mean anything to me. I'm just glad I'm over it. You know, and obviously, with all my depressing outlooks on the future, we can only take this one day at a time. I hope you all realize that. Like worrying about AI taking over the world. It's important to have these discussions, but worrying about it every single day, you're not going to become a very positive person. Your life is going to be miserable if that's the only thing you focus on. So, there's the good parts and the bad parts about graduating high school in this time, and we'll just have to deal with whatever comes next. We are in a time of uncertainty. As I said, we don't know what's going to happen in the future with AI. And if there's anything to take away from this, just know that, you're not alone, in worrying about your future. You know, so many people graduate high school, they don't know what they want to do. And it just feels like the opportunities are getting less. It's important to find people that are there to support you. Where it's your friends or your family, stay connected. You don't want to lose these people because, you've been forced to be with all these people. You know, like, I haven't, I've been across multiple high schools, like I said. But I realize, that staying connected to these people are very important. Because it's going to become a lot harder to find friends, once you graduate high school or college. And, I have friends throughout high school, throughout the different high schools I've been at. And, you know, it helps me stay motivated. Life would be a lot harder having, without knowing that I have someone to talk to. Originally I made like a 5-page paper, explaining about, how I believe that, you know, how AI is gonna affect the world, but it just feels very, I guess, I don't think people would want to hear me like read a paper like that. So, I mean, hopefully this video, is presented a lot better, even though it's not as professional. You know, like I'm recording on my phone because, like, I don't have a webcam. I don't have, a microphone, but I guess it makes it look more, I guess, normal. There's just like a random person not talking to you on the internet, if that makes sense. But yeah, I know a lot of people are graduating high school. Obviously, like I've been anticipating this moment for a while, and now it's gone. I guess it's just in the past now. So my advice would just be, don't worry about the future like I do. It's important to discuss it and whatnot. But but you do not want to be focusing so much. Remember, like people that graduate high school are technically adults, but that doesn't mean you don't have to. It doesn't mean you need to be a boring adult that just does boring adult stuff. You can still have fun in life. You can still pursue your passions. You know, and I mean that's what I realized. I'm glad I realized that. At a younger age. You know, don't focus on what society expects from you. If you do that, you will not be happy. And I know it's hard, because like I said, many people graduate, they don't know what they're going to do. And it's going to be very stressful, having your parents, bug you about, finding a college or getting a job, you know, and you just don't know what you want to do. You just feel like you're being thrown around in society, and that's an unfortunate consequence of being raised in, I guess, the education system that we live in. you know, just it's a lot harder to deal with alone. I would say that. So just try to find your passion. If I have anything to say about that, find something you're passionate about. Even if it's not for money, just doing something that you want to do, it means a lot. It'll mean a lot, and you'll thank yourself in the future. It doesn't matter if it's 2023, 2013, 2033. You know, the same rule applies. Don't let society, you know, drag you down because that's what everyone else. That's why everyone else doesn't seem to be happy. And I know there's many issues, preventing people, from doing what they want to do in life. I understand that, but you have to make an effort if you want to change things. I would be very depressed right now if I wasn't following my passion. You know, like I'm scared about how I would feel right now. If it wasn't for video games, because other than that, I have nothing that I want to do. Even just that one thing that takes your mind away from worrying about everything. You know, like I'm not worried about getting into the best colleges. I'm not worried about getting the best jobs. I'm doing something that I want to do, and the fear of failure is something that many people. It's what makes many people not pursue what they want to do. I'd rather fail at my passion than to not do my passion and regret my whole entire life. And you might think it's too late. You graduate high school, you should have your life figured out. And that's what society tells you, you know. But realize, if you're graduating high school, you still have a lot of time, but take it seriously. You know, the faster you find something that you want to do, you know, you're going to thank yourself for it. If there's something you feel like you want to try to do, then do it. You know, like I never thought I wanted to make video games as a job. You know, but I explored it and I found that this is something I want to do. It's something I'm very passionate about. You know, so it. I don't. I don't know if I'll be able to succeed doing what I want to do, but you just have to do it. You know, you only have one life to live. Don't let society just guide you down to your gravestone. You know, because that's what's gonna happen.
All right. So that pretty much wraps it up. I mean, I at this point I'm just basically saying the same things that I've been saying. Like find connections, find your passion, stop worrying so much about the future. I'm just basically repeating myself over and over again. But you know, to anyone who's been listening, I hope this means something to you, I guess. You know, like, there are many things that I'm worried about, but there are many things I'm very grateful for. And that's what I'm trying to share to you. It's not just about worrying about the future. You know, it's about acknowledging the situation you're in and improving your life, you know, finding what's meaningful to you and applying that to whatever your situation may be in, you know. Um yeah, at this point, I'm in a state of rambling, for absolutely no reason. I just feel like I had to make this video because, you know, I'm not really doing this for any reason. I just feel like it's something, even if nobody views this, just for my personal, just so I can look back on this and see, how I view everything. And for context, I'm saying this at 3 a.m. But know that these are genuine thoughts. You know, I just tend to be awake at 3 a.m. a lot. And I just thought it was funny to say, but yeah. The thing about my videos is that, I don't know how to begin it, and I don't know how to end it. And during the videos, I'd be saying random things, or like being off track, and whatever. It's just, I don't know. But again, I'll just say it for the fifth time. Hopefully, this means something to you. And, I'll be making another video, going over, my game dev stuff and what I plan on doing. Don't worry about that, you know. Oh, yeah, and about the, I'm not really doing this for anything but my um, personal view, Like, yeah, I have like 270 subscribers. It's not like I'm doing this for money. I can't even monetize my stuff. So just know that these are just general dots you know from someone who's just graduated high school. You know, like I don't have anything. I don't really have anything going for me at this moment, but you know, hopefully in the future, my passion will pay off. Yeah. I'll be talking more about it next video. So, yeah, bye.